Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Friday. Father Jeff, how are you doing this morning?
We're good. We're good.
Well, good. Would you mind reading the gospel?
I'll be happy to. This is from John's Gospel. Jesus went across the Sea of Galilee, and a large crowd followed him because they saw the signs he was performing on the sick. Jesus went up on the mountain, and there he sat down with his disciples. The Jewish feast of Passover was near. When Jesus raised his eyes and saw that a large crowd was coming to him, he said to Philip, "Where can we buy enough food for them to eat?" He said this to test him, because he knew himself what he was going to do. Philip answered, 200 days' wages worth of food would not be enough for each of them to have a little. One of his disciples, Andrew, the brother of Simon Peter, said to him, "There's a boy here with 5 barley loaves and 2 fish. But what good is that for so many?" Jesus said, "Have the people recline." So the men reclined, about 5,000 in number. Then Jesus took the loaves, gave thanks, and distributed them to those who were reclining, also as much fish as they wanted. When they had their fill, he said to his disciples, "Gather the fragments left over so that nothing will be wasted." So they collected them and filled 12 wicker baskets with fragments from 5 barley loaves that had been more than they could eat. When the people saw the sign that he had done, they said, "This truly is a prophet, the one who has come into the world." Since Jesus knew that they were going to come and carry him off and make him king, he withdrew once again to the mountains alone.
Thanks, Father Jeff. Obviously, that's a Eucharistic
Absolutely.
gospel about, and even the 5 and 2 equals 7, our 7 sacraments are there. And that's the primary meaning of that gospel.
And the 12 fragments with the disciples who were going out to do the sacrifice.
Exactly. There was a secondary meaning for me, and what I thought about was that the 5,000 people, more than 5,000, because it was 5,000 men, so we don't know how many people it was. The secondary thing for me, I thought, Jesus knew that they were troubled about something or interested about something, because they were following him because they thought
They needed him.
yeah, they needed him, and he realizes that, and so he knows about their need even before they did, because he asked them to sit down and to be fed.
Yeah.
And that's a good lesson for us, because Jesus knows what our problems are. He knows that.
But we got to follow him.
But we need to follow him, and we need to be open to him, and we need to trust him. That's kind of the secondary meaning for me. And with this coronavirus, we've got to trust too. We can do social distancing. We can wear those masks on our face, put gloves on our hands.
But some ways trust has to enter.
Somewhere trust has to enter into it, and somewhere to know that God really loves us and takes care of us.
Yeah. Well, the other thing, we're talking about numbers, and my brother George sent me this last night. He said, if we look at from when we went on lockdown to when we're supposed to start opening up,
Yeah.
it's going to be 40 days.
40 days.
40 days in the desert, 40 days of Lent, 40 days of suffering and doing without. And I think there's something scriptural about that. And I think, like you say, we just have to trust them. The numbers mean something. They're not innocuous, but as we look at May 1st being a time when we're going to open up, that's 40 days later, and maybe it's time for us to just, like you say, don't be stupid.
Do what we're asking to do, right?
But trust that if we follow him, he's going to pay attention. He's going to be there for us.
He knows our problems before we do. My mother used to always say, "God helps those who help themselves." She had a little thing on her desk that said that, and so we got to do the social distancing the kind of things that the doctors recommend to us.
And hopefully.
And we'll
that'll
get
be-
over this, and the Lord will take care of it. And maybe during this time, people have had a time to reflect on their own lives and
Let's hope.
miss church and see that
And let's hope pretty soon we can be back to church with some guidelines and all that stuff. And want to remind everyone that we start at 3:30 on Saturday afternoon, and we're here in Confessions curbside. We're going to stop when people quit coming, okay? We're going to stop when people quit coming, because sitting with the gnats for an hour gets to be a little bit of a challenge. Of course, we have Mass at live streaming 9 a.m. on Sunday morning. So now we'll go for a little blessing.
yeah, do a quick blessing because we ran out of time now.
Good and gracious God, we ask your blessings upon all your people who seek you and follow you, that they may find your protection in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit.
We'll look for you on Monday and on Sunday to watch the podcast.
God bless.